It's Chuck King and Mark Sheelor going at it. Southern Division semifinal. Chuck King, the defending champion of this event.
And this is, without a doubt, I believe, Chuck's last possible year, because he'll be 22 years old before September of next year of 1992, and that makes him ineligible. So he'll be making a step to the adult leagues. I'm sure he'll finish out his youth league bowling this year.
Well, his high average last year was 141. He does have a world record of 149 as an average. Major boys division world record. High game of 216, high set of 519, and starts quickly here with a mark. And in steps Mark Sheelor from Silver Spring, Maryland. Mark also 21 years old. Left-hander,
nice,
and he splashed them all down. There you see, get that big backswing, gets the leverage, big lanky youngster.
Nice straight arm swing, Mike, and that's you can take it back as far as you want to, as long as you get it back down in position at the release. And I tell you what, he's got pretty classic form for a nice straight arm, and tall and slender, keeps it in nice and close. Let's see if we can pick up right at the bottom of the swing. Four, 5, 7. Nice try. 4, 7, and 19 in the first frame for Mark.
Mark is a junior at the University of Maryland, College Park, looking to finish school and become a Montgomery County police officer, working with the police cadet program. Someday Mark may pull you over, Joe, and give you a ticket, so you better be kind to him up here. 28 after 2.
Probably for going too slow.
Chuck King will step in. Chuck bowling out of the Greenway Bowl East.
He's like an old veteran at Greenway. He's been there quite a while.
Chuck really makes those pins fly around in the pit.
Well, he really does, and if you watch, it's his swing I compare to hitting a golf ball. Right at the bottom of the swing is where he creates the maximum snap, and if you watch right at the release, bop. You talk about revs. He gets a few revs on it. He throws a straight ball, and much like Eric, who we watched shoot 170 couple game, 179, sort of basic. Chuck's built a little, well, quite a bit more slender than Eric, and can get the arm back without any restrictions. But he gets in position, kind of holds his position, and really comes through with it.
Well, that's what happens when you have the revolutions on the ball. You get the pin action, and he's going spare, strike. And Mark Sheelor will step in, feeling like he's got to get something going here.
Well, I'll tell you what it does, Mike. Once again, it just expands that pocket. When you know you can hit the left pocket, the right pocket, you can hit heavy on either side, light on either side. It really makes that first ball easy to crank up, you know, and unwind. There you see pin off the wall, taking out the 3 and 6. So he has the number 1 left for a spare shot. And with Chuck's racing out of the gate, Mark's going to have to start making these, all of them.
Big, tall left-hander. Fires and got it. Mark is going strike, open, spare.
He had a tough break in the second frame. The 4, 5, 7. The ball sort of sailed a little bit, and the pin action stayed in front. And key to Mark's game, it appears from here, that he keep that arm in close next to his, in his case, his right ankle, his slide foot. Let's see if he keeps it in and comes through. 2-7 and an 8 count. 46 to 49 plus for Chuck. The scary thing if you're bowling Chuck is he just has the ability to string the strikes, not just the marks, but he can explode on you. And obviously from his reaction in frame 5 and the pin action, he's pumped.
Well, note on his sheet also said that he had 2 500 sets this year in less than a week. So once he gets locked on, watch out.
Got in a pretty good groove, did he?
Yeah, I guess so.
Chuck aspires to graduate from Towson State University with a degree in accounting and own a Duckpin bowling center. Come see me, Chuck, when you get through there. I have a deal for you.
Drops 9, leaves the 7 pin. Well, it better be a good deal because he'll be able to analyze it and see if you're giving him a good deal.
Yeah, maybe we'll just I'll use him as my accountant, you know.
He's got another one. Chuck has won the Youth Duckpin Invitational twice, and of course he won last year's inaugural United States Youth Duckpin Invitational, looking to make it 2 in a row here. Eric Pellet already has qualified as he won his semifinal, 179-128 over Danny Church. Again, another 9 drop. I remember Chuck from last year being very impressive, but he's even more impressive this year. It looks like he's gained even more confidence.
Well, when you've been the best or on top for the number of years that Chuck has been there, you can't really help but gain confidence. And if he takes this to the Pro Tour, which I'm sure, you know, he'll be ready to join at the end of his, well, probably May of next year, just hopefully, and I think he has that ability, to not let anything dent that confidence. You don't come out and shoot the first game on the Pro Tour 115 and let it destroy you. And I think Chuck has excelled long enough that it won't bother him.
Danny off the left side. Mark, rather. Danny Church, loser of the first match. We had the 2 bowlers from Connecticut taking on our 2 bowlers from Maryland. The winner will advance to the championship. It's actually the end of the line. There's no further way to go. This is it.
I think if you watch these young bowlers, both the girls and the boys, Mike, what you see are bowlers out there that appear to be, and I'm sure are very coachable, willing to learn, not that they're just going to continue to do it their way. They're going to look at the better bowlers and they're going to say, well, this guy does this and this is why this happens, and they're going to practice that. What's amazing watching the youth bowlers, you see one who has all the tools at age 11, 12 years old. And you watch them, and all of a sudden they come back after leaving in May. The bowling season ends, and if they bowl in the summer, they don't get watched as close. But then September comes, and all of a sudden they've grown a little, the hand's gotten a little bigger. They can hold the position. At the younger age, you just can't slide and stay in that position. The ball is, relative to your strength, is heavier. And all of a sudden it just pops in and you see a bowler jump 5, 10, 15 pins. And as they increase, as you see Mark take 2 off the left side, as they increase, the snowball effect starts and the confidence gets greater, the pins they knock down are more, and it's just amazing to watch.
Mark suffering through a tough frame here.
5 pins remaining. 70 plus what he hits with this ball in frame 6. Of course, Chuck, he's just rolling along, 88 plus in the 5th, and not really much you can do about it. Mark just trying to stay with his game and make something happen.
Trying to knock down some pins.
Exactly, and it's a 1 game. Unfortunately, it's sudden death. You know, you come in and somebody's going to go. Whoop.
They'll count 8.
Once again, I think if you watched, he broke 8 because of the ability to come through with the ball, and he did get to the line a little quick, but he still had the ball up on the head pin and move some pins around. He did it again. You see him shaking his head. It's not something a bowler likes to do 2 balls in a row because the bad habit comes back in a hurry. There you see he come through with that ball.
Counts 9 for the box. He's got 105 to 71, 34 pin lead for Chuck King.
Let's see if he lifts this one again. Got to come by. He's been releasing a couple of them right next to his ankle in frame 6. Really did it again. It looked like a tough break, but when that happens, it means the ball is sailing and you're just not under it where you should be. And Chuck knows that. I tell you, as a young bowler, Chuck has known his game for a number of years.
Chuck King in the 7th.
I think of all the things, what
Very
has
close.
probably made Chuck a great young bowler is he really doesn't take this as tough luck and the pins are against me situation. There you see. I really don't know why he didn't shoot it like that with the second ball. I believe that's how you have to shoot that shot, is in the hole and catch the 4 off the wall, and it looked like Chuck went to slide to 5. So,
well, first time in the match he's been open 2 frames, and Mark Sheelor has an opportunity now to maybe cut into that lead just a bit here with a couple of marks.
nice lift.
Has the chance to
Mark in frame 7 and cut down. Yeah, see, he's not down in his the first frame. If you remember, he exploded 10 pins and he was set, and now he's much higher in the slide. He's just not getting a good knee bend and setting.
Oh, is better, picks up 10. Still a 34 pin advantage for Chuck King out of Abingdon, Maryland.
One of the keys to Mark's game, Mike, is going to be getting into that nice knee bend so that he doesn't lean forward. Let's see this frame if he sort of sits and stays back a little bit. He had his head out past the foul line on a couple balls, and they're sailing left on him. Yeah, he did it again. You can almost see that.
Yep, and almost the same leave, too.
1-3. Yeah, in a television situation like this, one game, and you know you're going if you lose, it's a little tough to get into the groove, especially when somebody comes out of the gate like Chuck did. First 5 frames with marks, and big marks, too. There's a spare for Mark.
Chuck King now in the 8th frame on lane 6 here at Fairlane's Middlesex. Busy time here at the bowling center as we've got both the Youth Invitational going on and a Pro Tour event at the same time. There's some help.
Powerful ball.
Take a look again as Chuck King hits the line. Sidewall's very active here at Middlesex. Give him a helping hand with the 7 and 8.
Sure, they're the same sidewalls were up when I was bowling.
Yes.
They are, huh? My
Although I
pins
think
didn't come off the wall.
We had them take them down as you went through the house.
Plus, I think I was missing a few revs that Chuck has there.
And about probably 15 miles an hour on the ball, too.
Without a doubt.
So Chuck in the 9th frame.
He also,
to add another pin here.
like Eric's going to have a big game. Mark can go 161 with 4 strikes, and of course Chuck is 145 plus. Would have to mark if Mark were to throw 3 strikes in a row in a big count.
Let's see what happens as Mark Sheelor bowls frame number 9, trailing in the match.
This isn't a strike, it's over, and he's sort of in a groove going between the 2-4, so the little bit of error that he's making, he's being pretty consistent with it. Mark out of White Oak Lanes in Silver Spring. I bowl in a league over there, Mike. It's Ralph Curry's place, one of our fellow proprietors, and they produce a lot of good young bowlers out of the White Oak Bowling Lanes.
So Mark spares in the 8th, spares in the 9th, moves over and bowls frame number 10. Be finishing up the score, but at this point it is going to be Chuck King and Eric Pellet.
Pretty ball there again. Relaxed. The match is really over, as you mentioned. If both winners perform in the last game as they did in winning their semifinal matches, we should have quite a match.
Yep.
Of course, when you write the names up and wipe the board off and it's a championship match, as you know, a lot of things can happen, Mike. We've seen 99s to 98s and 200s to 199, so.
Mark will finish up here in the 10th frame with 1 ball.
Nice finish. Spare in the 8th, spare in the 9th, spare in the 10th, and going to be in the 130s. Not too shabby. Nice ball again. 134.
Mark Sheelor finishes up 134. Chuck King will get up to bowl the 9th frame, or the 10th frame. He's got a mark in the 9th frame that he'll be counting on. He is still moving ahead to defend his second annual Youth Duckpin Invitational. There's a strike. It's going to lay a little on Eric to
something to think about, huh?
Let him think about it. They got the tomahawk chop going in the stands there.
That's not a signal you want when you're duckpin bowling.
That's right. No, chop is not something you want to talk about.
I think you ought to go sideways.
Yeah.
You know? Mike, you know, we have a campaign going and legislature in place in Maryland to make duckpin bowling the Maryland state game. Only 3 states in the United States have state sports, so to speak. And I'm not even going to mention what it is in Maryland, but we don't want to upset anyone. But we know that duckpin bowling was started in the state of Maryland, and that more people bowl than anything else, any other sport in the state, and we just think it has a good shot. 175, Mike.
Yep, Chuck King puts up a fine game, 175-134 win, and we'll have Chuck King and Eric Pellet coming up right after these messages.